Okay, I think it's time for start. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time, and I hope everything is fine for you in this difficult market condition. I hope you do not lose too much money. So today we will have three main topics. The first topic gonna be the V2 of Prometheus. The second topic gonna be the hard end of a week that we get on the investment treasury because of the day exploit and the FTM liquidation event. And after, we are going to finish with the good news, which is results, the monthly results of April 2022 of our farming and trading operation. So, and after, of course, if you have some I'm gonna answer to some questions. So I'm gonna start with the V2. The V2 in terms of, so what is the schedule of the V2? The schedule will be the following things. We are going to publish, and we already start to publish on Medium, plenty of articles. We're gonna explain in details the features of the V2, and each features gonna get an article on Medium, and it's gonna explain why we do it, how we intend to do it, and it's gonna, the purpose of this article also gonna help you, is here for help you to get a clear opinion about the vote of these features, if you want them or not. First. Second, it's also here for clarify things, because some of you reach out to me and tell me that the system might be too much complicated, where in fact it's not. So even do not worry. We intend to publish some YouTube video as well once the features is out, like a tutorial, on how to do it, which is really simple, in fact. So that's the first part, to publish educational content. And after, we are going to launch the vote. Usually when we make a vote, the time frame for the vote is 5 days. But because the change of the V2 are so big, I've decided that a time frame of 15 days, which is like 2 weeks and a half, might be a good idea. Like this, the community and you as the citizens, you have time to think about it, to weigh the pros and the cons, to find maybe some flaws in our theoretical model. So yeah, and after that the vote is finished, if you agree, we are going to implement the new features, which is gonna be to pay you in stablecoin every month instead of dPHI. So to all the investors who's gonna listen to that AMA on YouTube, it's not a financial advice, but if you want to get a bigger share of the pool, of the dividends pool, we're gonna give you reward in stablecoin, do not sell your FI. It's not a financial advice, once again, but you're gonna need to lock them or burn them. if you want to get your fair share of the monthly dividends that you're going to receive. So if you sell it now or you already sold, then I'm sorry to say, but you're gonna get less stablecoin than a guy who do the diamond hands investors, you know. So yeah, if you want to get back your fair share of the dividends, you have to buy again on the market your PHI price. So yeah, if you really want to receive a true passive income every single month, do not sell your FI. So this is the schedule of the V2. The V2, so same for all the investors who are worried about the fee price with the V2. You don't have to care about the V2, about the fee price with the V2. The only thing that in the future you should care about is the performance of the investment treasury. It's the only thing will be interesting for you, in fact, because more profit we make, bigger the dividends will be in terms of facial value. So if you're stressed because FI is down or whatever, you will not have to care in the next few weeks, because stablecoin is stablecoin, and you can exchange them for $1 anytime you want. So yeah, the PHI price doesn't matter if you're already an investor, and it's matter for us because it's in fact the price of the PHI determines the price of the bonds, which determines also the quantity of cash that we can raise towards new investors. So if you sell your FI, basically you lower the price. You lower the price of your own, let's say, share. In fact, which gonna result to a lower entry cost in terms of bonds, or in terms of buying or purchasing PHI, which gonna result on less cash for the protocol, so less investment, less profit. So technically the best thing is just to wait, in fact, that we roll out everything, and it's going to come pretty soon. I can disclose that we are already working on the smart contracts about the V2. So normally, once the vote is finished, we will be able to implement the V2 of the smart contract within a week, in fact. I take the risk that the vote pass. Or if the vote doesn't pass, then it means that we work for nothing. If the vote pass, then we will be able to fast track the launch of the V2. So yeah, that is our plan in terms of schedule. Then the second topic, who's going to be what happened last week about the exploit of the Deus Finance and the liquidation event on FTM. So basically, if I recall it good, it's last Tuesday. There is some kind of flash loan exploits on the Deus Finance, which make they lose the peg. And in case you don't know, for the people who are gonna listen on that to YouTube, right now our most bigger position is to farm in USDC/DAI. USDC, it's a centralized stable coin, and DEI is what we call a fractional stablecoin, which means that you need to give 1 USDC in order to receive 1 DEI. But when you want to redeem 1 DEI, you get 0.8 USDC and 0.2 Deus, which is a native token of the protocol, and also the governance token. So what happened is they lose the peg. Actually, I think it's 90% of our farming position is in USDC DEI. And yeah, they start to lose the peg. I was aware of the exploit within 15 minutes after the exploit happened. So basically, why I was I was aware in 15 minutes is because I had some bots who monitor some keywords combination. For example, the ticker of the token that we have, for example, DEI, plus a few panel of keywords like exploit, hack, hackers, and so on. And every time that these two words are in the same sentence, basically, I receive an email notification and I start to check what happened. So that's why I got I was aware of that within 15 minutes. I'm currently working to get that kind of information in less than 10 minutes, which is kind of hard. Which is kind of hard, and but I'm still working on that. And once I was aware of the exploit, I had only like two choices because I didn't want to risk our investment treasury. I had to redeem the DEI. I had to redeem them in order to get back at least 80% of our capital value. And this is what I have done after they get back his peg. But at that time, I didn't want to take any risk. I always prefer to play the safe card, even if it's mean to take a short-term loss, even. So it's result in a loss of $1.2 thousand for us dollars because of that, which we already make back in the last few days, because I redeem for something like I think like $100,000 worth of DEI, and I get something like $20,000 worth of Deus. And now the value of the Deus is not $20,000 but $25,000. So we are already back on. We already make back our loss. I'm gonna start to think about diversifying our portfolio, even if it's mean to have less APR, because we are too much in one single. We are farming only one single project, which is USDC DEI, and because it's the best deal actually. It's the best deal that we can get in terms of safety. So yeah, we need to diversify. I will start to look for other alternative, and that's it for the DEI part. So after we are also done from our FTM investment for two main reasons. In fact, there is a whale on FTM. I don't blame him because it can happen to everybody. he put in collateral his FTM, like $15 million worth of FTM, and he borrowed against 21 million of USDC for even little bit more of 21 million, maybe 25, for purchase and lock some assets, and it's make his position totally illiquid. It means that he cannot sell what he purchased with his borrowing in order to pay back the loan. So what happened is he get liquidated, simple as that, for $25 million in 2 days. And because we purchase our FTM around our average purchasing price on FTM is around $1.46, if I remember good. FTM went down up to 65 cents. So I choose to not buy the dip, and I choose also to do not sell for two reasons. First, because of the liquidation, it's created a panic sell. Like people on Twitter was like, if that event happened, it's the end of FTM, it's the end of the world. FTM gonna collapse. FTM gonna be worth like 10 cents and so on. And people took that opportunity for do massive short in order to take a profit. And at the bottom, I choose to do not sell because I really trust the project on Phantom. I really trust the team behind Phantom, and they are hard workers. So and also the Phantom blockchain had enough liquidity to absorb that liquidation. And I was right to think that, because the bottom of FTM was around let me check 5 seconds, was around 63 cents, and now we are already back to 87 cents. And I think we are gonna reach $1 pretty soon enough. So the blockchain didn't crash. It wasn't the end of FTM. People continues to build on that blockchain, and basically the fundamental didn't change. It's not because there is people who panic sell that it's the end of the world. In fact, it's totally the opposite. It was a good opportunity as well. That liquidation event was a good thing as well, I think, because it's purged all the paper hands, the non-believer of the Phantom project. So start from now, the Phantom community is stronger than ever, because they go through a lot together, and I think start from now they will hold their ground. So that's why I'm pretty optimistic for Phantom, because the value of a network is almost the value of his community. So that's why I didn't sell. But in the meantime, I do not intend to purchase more FTM as soon because I don't have a consolidation. Like the price didn't go from $1 to 80 cents back and forth, for many days. So as long as I don't have that kind of signal, I will not purchase FTM. So basically, this is what happened in the end of the week. It's have been pretty rough for me in the last 6 days, monitoring everything, trying to get all the info and so on. But we went through that. We passed that test. We passed that test not with ease, but we made it. We survived another day. So I'm kind of happy of the performance. So, and now start with the third topic, which is the monthly performance of April for the farming and trading operation. So I'm gonna give you the definitive number. Regarding the performance of the farming operation, on the 30 April 2022, we had a loss of 10%. So it's not representative of the month because if I remember good, the exploit happened the 30th of April. Let me check. No. It was just it was during the liquidation event. It was during the liquidation event. So it's not representative of the true performance, but we finish that month at less 10%, even if from now the value of our portfolio is already increased. But yeah, it is what it is. We finish at 10%. And even despite making less 10%, we are still outperforming the Bitcoin and Ethereum holders. Let me check give you some numbers comparison. We start the farming operation the 29th of March. And in the meantime, 29th of March, Ethereum was at less 17%. You see, so we still outperform the performance of Bitcoin. And for ETH, the performance is, let me check. The 28 from here to here. For ETH, it was less 20%. So even despite that bad performance on the farming side, we still outperform the market, basically, which is a decent performance. Regarding the trading operation, the numbers are quite nice because the monthly profit percentage it's around 56%. So as a reminder, for say it in more simple terms, we start the value of the portfolio of the trading operation at the beginning was $70,000, and the 30th of April, the value is $112,000 and a few hundred more, but never mind. It's for make it simple, it's $112,000, which is a net profit of $42,000, which is nice. It's quite nice. We could have done more, but we got a few surprises on the road. But in the end, 56%. It's a pretty decent performance, and we hope that in May we will be able to reproduce that performance if the volatility allow it. So in total, for that month, when I include the loss of the farming operation and the profit of the trading operation, the overall profit is 6.64% of profit, which is not bad, but can be better. In the next few months, I hope that we can reach 15-20% a month, which gonna be a decent performance for me, and it's gonna allow us to give bigger dividends as well. Our goal now is to get the biggest performance from our investment side in order to give you the biggest dividends as possible. So we are really focusing on that. Basically, it was everything for these three topics. I'm gonna take some questions on a question for IMA, as there is no punctuation, so it's hard to read. How exposed do you feel your investment are? Should there be a severe economic downturn? Are you using external investment to try to balance out crypto trading? So, how do I feel about our investment in case a severe economic downturn happen? I'm feeling pretty confident because crypto is like the internet of 1990, of the 90s. We are at that point. Everything has to be made. The reserve of value creation in the crypto world is quite huge. We can do better. We can do more. And there is, so much things will need to be done that, the reserve of value creation is huge. So even if there is a short-term economical downturn, which gonna mean less liquidity for the crypto industry, it's not an issue as long as the farming pool exists. We are in stablecoin, so the only thing who can wreck us, in fact, it's the inflation in the real world, So, and for that, we can do nothing because most of the stablecoin farming opportunities are in USD stablecoin. So right now, for that, I still need to figure out something in case of hyperinflation. But when I see the Federal Reserve who raise the borrowing rate on the market, I think the inflation I hope it's gonna be contained. But otherwise, when there is when we are in a phase of inflation in the in the real world economy, you have to outperform the monthly inflation to keep your capital, to keep the same purchasing power, I mean. So if there is like a 5% per month inflation, then maybe what's going to happen, we are going to put less money in farming, more money in trading, because if we manage to keep the trading performance at 20, 25, 30% a month, we will outperform the inflation. And thanks to the trading, the crypto trading, it doesn't matter if the market go up or down, because we can make money in the both way. So it's not an issue. Are you using external investment to try to balance out of crypto trading? Not yet. The CFO and I, it's something that we speak about a lot because I used to trade the futures contract on the DAX 30, the Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq. Even I don't like so much to trade on the Nasdaq futures. It's kind of a wild horse. But it's something that we speak about. It's something that we need to check about also in terms of legality, if it's legal or not. How we can, let's say, make it legal for you and for you as an investor and for us as let's say protocol manager, to make it in a safe way also. It's something that we speak about, but we have it's feasible. We can do it, basically. We can do it, but we prefer to check the legal implication of that side. So yeah. What are you going to do about the current farming condition? Because we seem to trade far better. So for the farming operation, you have to know that for my strategy, there is plenty of other strategy, but this is the strategy on Prometheus. It's a strategy that I use even for me, that I experience for myself, and who allow me, because I make a small test between September to until January. I start who allow me to go from $15,000 to $150,000. So basically, my strategy is not the most exciting strategy ever in terms of farming. You are not gonna get crazy return overnight, and you have to be patient, because basically my strategy is to use low risk farming pool in order to get more and more token of promising projects. And once the bull run starts, you sell them. Basically, you sell them once the bull run starts. So if you are lucky with that strategy, you can make money, let's say 2 times a year. If there is two bull markets every year. If you are not lucky, you have to wait. You can make money on, let's say, 1 time every 2 years, if there is one bull market every 2 years. So it's not the most exciting strategy, I agree, but it's the less riskier strategy. So it's not because we are down like 10% on the farming portfolio value that we are losing. That we are losing money. The only thing that we lose, it's what we call the opportunity cost. It's basically the only thing that we lose. But right now, in terms of opportunity in the crypto world, the only opportunity that I see is to ape into some shitcoin. Not shitcoin, but also community coin, let's say, for be polite. And I'm not willing to invest on such a things, because it's everything based on hype and so on. So yeah, there is a good amount of money we can be done there, but it's too much risk. It's too much risk, because basically what happened in that kind of community coin business, people launch a community coin, they pay influencers on Telegram, on Twitter, and YouTube, and so on. So all these influencers got a good entry price, and after they start to speak about it, and what they do after, they sold their position. Currently, there is a bit of scandal about, I think the name guy is Jesse, where with his company, he has to be paid in native token, and after he sell them on the market once the advertising start to kick in. So I don't want to be dumped on. I don't want to be used as exit liquidity. So that's why we will not invest in community coin. That's why. And I prefer to stick to what I do the best, which is farming and be patient. That's all. And in the meantime, you have to think like the farming is much more for the long-term profit, while the trading, it's for the monthly profit. It's for the short-term profit. So we have to try to balance the portfolio between these two targets, but not to prioritize only the trading at the expense of the farming, and the opposite is also true. We have to find the perfect balance. So maybe we need to do a reallocation from the farming operation to the trading operation, maybe to give much more money to the trading operation. I will publish soon a Google Doc about a few simulations that I have done about rebalancing the portfolio between the farming and the trading, and the results are quite the same over the long term. So yeah, there is opportunity, but it's not what I can call a good opportunity. Because there is no more written question, I guess. Someone can come on the stage and ask some question, or we can exchange, we can speak about Prometheus V2 or any other topic who have been on the AMA. There is one. Turkey, let's go.
There you go. Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Turkey. I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, man. Didn't know all the details with the Phantom thing, so that's cool. You're able to get that pretty quickly taken care of. I now understand a little bit more on why that kind of drastic drop occurred on the farm, because it was doing pretty okay up until that last those few days there. That was pretty
it's basically it's because of the liquidation event, and during that month, in fact, the only thing where we lose money on was the FTM investment. That's all.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
And I kind of this is gonna be a very ignorant question because I don't know much about farming. I've done some like yielding before, just or like staking or something like that. I guess when I was looking at the numbers, I was a little surprised to see farming kind of go up and down. I guess in my mind, I thought it was more of like you kind of like I guess like invest and you have you just like kind of get rewards for whatever you're investing in. What kind of farming are we doing just for me to get understanding of it?
Okay, so basically we do stablecoin farming in USDC and DAI, which give us the governance token, which is Deus. And I like the system of how DAI and Deus works, because it's kind of like Luna in UST. Every time a UST is minted, some Luna is burned, which make the value of Luna increase because the supply decrease. And it's the same for DAI and Deus. Every time the stablecoin DAI is minted, some Deus is buyback and burned. So that's why if you take a look on the ticker on Deus, sometimes you have big price surge, big green candle, and it's the protocol who buy back his own token. So you have a kind of floor price who is maintained. This is the biggest farming that we do right now. We have also some farming on liquid driver, on the native token LQDR and FTM. And I like liquid driver because it's what we call a yield aggregator, where it's gonna, let's say, centralize all the biggest farming pool available on Phantom. You're gonna farm them, you're gonna receive some LQDR, and you have the possibility to lock your LQDR for receive the profit of the protocol. And right now, if you lock, let's say, I don't know, I think like $10,000 worth of LQDR, you're gonna receive every month something like $1,000 in value, in token value, of not LQDR, but plenty of other tokens from the Phantom blockchain. So this is what we do right now. And the strategy is to accumulate more and more Deus, more and more LQDR, and maybe other native token if there is good project will come out.
Okay.
And so once the bull run starts, we sell everything. Basically, we sell everything little bit by little bit for keep it in stablecoin. Once we are fully in stablecoin, we wait that the market crash. Once it's crashed, it starts to make a consolidation, you know. like right now in the Bitcoin, what happened in the Bitcoin, and then we start to re-enter in position, and so on and so on. Rinse and repeat.
So we're more like generate. Through these farmings, the price, if we look at charts or data, kind of going up and down. It's a little misleading, but it's because essentially we're collecting the tokens similar to let's say even like Prometheus, and then obviously those tokens can go up or down. But regardless, as long as we're generating tokens stably, then we can eventually outpace whatever price action, or and then also strategy as well. Do what you said, as far as sell and then convert stable when it's a bull run or bullish or bear run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And right now, we generate around $180 per day of token farming, worth of $180 per day, which is close, let's say, for $200 a day. The farming operation, this is the profit of the farming operation.
Gotcha. Have we, or are we going to consider doing that, like locking that 10,000 anytime soon, or is that too risky right now for the liquid driver, like that you said?
We are pretty far away from $10,000 worth of liquid driver.
Okay.
It's the value of the. Actually, right now, our biggest position in terms of native token, it's Deus. It's Deus, right. Basically. We have worth something like $25,000, which represents 13% of our portfolio value for the farming operation.
Got it. Okay.
Because there is many, let's say, bullish news in the future for Deus, because you have to understand that Deus, they want to create a decentralized forex market and a decentralized CFD market. So CFD, it's a derivative product which allow you to trade synthetic stock, synthetic commodities, and so on the blockchain. And for that, you're gonna need to use DAI. So that kind of product, financial product, once it's come out and it's start to become mainstream, people will mint more and more DAI, which gonna burn more and more Deus. So more people who use the decentralized forex market and decentralized stock market, more Deus gonna be burned, which gonna increase the value over time. More user, more Deus burn, the value of Deus get bigger and bigger. That's why our biggest position in terms of native tokens is in Deus.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I see the site. I focus more on liquid driver. I haven't really checked out the Deus yet. Nice. Cool.
So yeah.
The question, I don't know if I wanted to talk about a little bit the V2 just real quickly. I understood it. I thought I understood it pretty well. One thing you mentioned as far as using rewards for BUSD, that's basically just in regard to the dividends, whether you're the G holders or the D holders, the dividend holders. But the regular nodes that we have and that you can optionally use, convert BNB to Phi and then buy a node and then get rewards in Phi, that's going to still remain. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. So this is just in addition to, and okay. I was just wanting to make sure that that the nodes you're still getting your Phi and so forth.
Yeah, you're still gonna get your Phi, and basically how it's gonna work, you will need to lock this Phi in order to receive the part of the dividends.
Right. So yeah, if you choose, I think you mentioned, and I know everything's just on the surface level, It's not finite, but if you lock, I guess, 5 for 55 for a year or something, then you might get 50 dPHI as a for the
Yeah,
dividends, and then that gives you a higher position on getting that 60% that's going to be distributed out to the dividends. I guess if you were to
exactly.
do that, my understanding was that's going to be potentially like an end of month thing. So if it was like, at the beginning of the month, and I decide right at the beginning of the month to do that 50, so forth, I won't get the dividend rewards until the end of the month, like the 31st. Would there be any difference between me locking it like on the first of the month versus like a day before the end of the month if we were going to do monthly, or it doesn't really matter?
Doesn't really matter. We can do
Okay.
what we call a blockchain snapshot, where we take, let's say, a picture of all the people who logged their file during the previous month, and your share of the dividend pool gonna be based on that snapshot. We can do that, and it may be more fair to do that, but because we give daily reward, we give daily reward, it's kind of useless to do that. If you want to do it one day before, then do it one day before.
Right. Yeah, I always just have like a kind of troubleshooting mindset, or just making sure, like, okay, if we do a monthly, can someone game the system by um I guess it might even make more sense if we were to do it and not that snapshot, then you might as well, you can just wait until like the day before, and then that's when you lock your tokens. But I guess it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yes,
Okay.
and the goal of doing that, it's that you connect every week on the app, and every week you lock your file, or you are burning them, you know. So like that, when we're gonna distribute the dividends, which is gonna be between the 5th and the 10th of the next month, not, let's say, for example, right now, let's say everything is finished, and we want to distribute the dividend of May. We are going to do it in June, and you're gonna receive them between the 5th to the 10th June, for example.
Gotcha. Yeah, so now now we need to that's good to have more economy. So now I have to make a choice. Hey, if I get 100 phi, should I lock that? And then get 100 dPHI, for like let's say a year, or does it pay off to buy a Zeus node and get the rewards from that based on the phi? So I can see where.
So there is an article who's going to come out this week about the different compound strategy, the different strategy who are possible with the V2, where you can keep your phi for compound, or you can lock your phi and compound with your dividends, with the bonds, for example.
Oh, you can use the dividends to. Oh, that okay. That's for the dividends rewards. I see.
Yeah.
The like BUSD. Okay. Oh, right. Yes, I think you mentioned that last AMA too. That's kind of clicking together now. I wasn't thinking about that. And then you get the
So
10%
yeah,
discount right now, at least.
yes,
I see.
exactly.
Okay. That like clarifies it. I don't know why I didn't get that full circle. Yeah, that makes the most sense to do from there. And I think you mentioned even if you lock your phi and you get dividends, let's say you lock it for the 3-month period, and you get like a little bit of dividends back. After that 3 months, my understanding is you get your phi back, and then also I guess you get the exact amount of phi back. You don't lose any, and then in addition to that, not only that whole time, that 3 months, you are getting dividends for each month because you gain the dividends. Since dividends can't be traded or sold, well, I guess the token, I should say, when I say dividends, after the lock period, do you still keep the tokens, or does that go away? Basically, do you accumulate dividend tokens even after you're done locking, or is it only during the lock period?
So basically, once the lock period is finished, you're gonna keep your DeFi until you redeem them, basically. Yeah, and you're still gonna receive your dividends even after the lock period.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so let's after a year. Okay, I see. That's what I thought, because there's no way you could at least take it back for after it's like set. I just didn't know if it would be not of a value anymore. So like after, let's say we'll do the year example, and I put 100 in phi, I got 100 dividend token, and every month I get the rewards, great, in BUSD. Then after that year, I get the 100 phi back, and then I guess indefinitely have 100 dividends, the 100 dividend tokens that I continue getting for, I guess, as long as we continue doing the dividends for. Is that right?
Yes, and maybe we can make a features like if you don't relock your phi after the locking period, let's say 1 year, because you forget, maybe you're gonna get like 1 month of redemption, and after the lock gonna be 1 year again in an automatic way.
Gotcha.
It's something that we can implement as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that's right. Something like that, or even like, hey, there's a brilliant decay system that we might have, something like that. Because I was just thinking, like, okay, let's say I do that lock for X amount of time, then the next 10 years, I don't ever have to lock again, and I always get these dividends at that whatever high rate. That might not. I don't. Yeah, that could be something to consider too, maybe. So
Yeah.
that's what I was.
But we have time to think about that. It was something that I was thinking about. Like, if you don't relock over time, your share of the dividends get less and less. But after, I have to check if it's possible to do it or not with a smart contract and so on.
Yeah.
But I think the best option is to give like 1 month of redemption. Like, okay, after 1 year, you have 1 month to decide. Either you lock again, or you redeem your DeFi for phi, and then that's it. But if you don't do any of them, automatically you're gonna, let's say, resign for 1 year.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Because just thinking about like traditional, a lot of projects, like thinking like Hex or so forth, have the variable locking or staking, and then they'll just do like APY or APR, and however many lock it after that period, it's done. You don't get any more rewards, and you just get whatever that percentage that was accumulated from there.
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty confident on the fact that people will continue to lock again and again, because let's say, even if I make some calculation on the V2 article, let me check it for give you the exact numbers. Wait, give me a few seconds, please. Prometheus V2. If we, let's say, give like 30,000 BUSD in the dividend pool, you're gonna receive per month and per Zeus node something like $100 per Zeus node. And right now, a Zeus node costs, no, and when I say $100, it's just for the dPHI pool. So in fact, you're gonna receive much more. But just for the dPHI pool, you're gonna receive $100 per month. If we give like 30,000, and one Zeus node costs $500.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's kind of a pretty good deal, honestly. We start to show that even during the worst market condition, we still outperform the Bitcoin and the ETH. The trading operation, the results are really good, because something like 56%. It's not easy to reach. It's not easy to reach, and if we continue at that pace, I really think that people gonna prefer to lock and say, okay, I have, let's say, 10 Zeus node. I'm gonna receive maybe 2 grand or 3 grand a month forever until we continue to do the project. So yeah, what kind of protocol can give you for $6,000 something like $3,000 a month?
Yeah, that's
not so much, not so many. And and also our goal, as I said before, it's to increase the investment treasury value, the total value, to reach more than $1 million. And when we reach some specific numbers in terms of treasury value, we are gonna make some what we call exceptional dividends, maybe. Instead of giving like 30% of the profit, of the monthly profit, maybe we're gonna give like 50% of the monthly profit, or something like this.
Right. Yeah, man, that's exciting. Yeah, and I understand that more now. And I guess obviously the burn portion of it, I guess, just remind me, the locking, the thought is, and I forget, it was 2 years. I didn't realize. So yeah, if you were to lock it for 2 years, which is the max, at least right now, for 1 phi equals 1 dPHI, then you have an option of locking or burning. Is that right?
Yes.
So
yeah, basically you have
burning, you get a little bit.
We have more. The option.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. But yes, also, as you said, with the burning, you're gonna get more dPHI, but you will not be able to get back your phi.
Right. So it's more like if you're putting more, if you want to invest more into the dividends, then versus the price action of phi, then obviously you would do the burn method. But if you want a little mixture of both, then you can lock it, get your phi back. Who knows, 2 years from now, where we'll all be? Well, maybe I'll have Lambos at that time, but or who knows what the price will be, or Ferrari for you. Sorry, I'll have my Lotus. But okay, I see. And that and if you go the other route, then you're more so gambling on what the price action of the token phi is going to be, a year from now, 2 years from now. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So you're giving kind of both options to the investors.
Yeah, and you can lock. Let's say you have 100 phi, you can burn like 25% of them. Lock 2 years, 25% of them. Lock for 1 year, 25% of them. and keep the remaining 25 in your wallet, for example. You will have that choice.
Oh, okay. Dang. All right, cool. So as long, yeah, I guess whatever the UI that comes out with there, obviously there's going to be multiple. If I have like 4 or 5 or 10 different locks, like 3 years, 2 years, or whatever, we'll be able to see them kind of line by line, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
So you will be able to see them, and you will be able to make your own strategy. If you are, let's say, a hardcore believer and what you care about is not even the price of FI, it's just to get your monthly dividends in BUSD, then burn that.
Right.
Burn 100%. And like this, you are like, by doing that, in fact, when you burn your reward in FI, you speculate on the fact that the investment treasury gonna grow more and more. You see, because if there is what we call the first mover advantage. If let's say right now you have like 200, you have like maybe one just node, and you have 200 FI, and you burn them during the next maybe 6 months, you are going to have a bigger allocation to any of the new investors because you burn 200 FI, which is going to result in 300 dPHI. You see?
Right.
So you speculate basically on the fact that we are going to give more and more dividends. So you bet on her ability to make money no matter the market condition.
Right.
If you prefer to lock, you are more speculating on the future price of FI.
Yeah. And I guess
you're saying like, I lock them because I think that in 2 years the FI gonna worth much more than the yearly dividends that I'm gonna get. That all the monthly dividends combined gonna worth less in 2 years than the price of FI when I sell them.
Right.
Basically, this is what you are doing when you lock, and this is what you do when you lock. You speculate on the future price of FI.
Right, and then obviously burning is going to.
And in the meantime, you get reward. Yeah. If you burn them, you bet on the dividends will get bigger and bigger. If you lock them, you bet on the appreciation of the FI price, and you receive part of the dividends as a compensation for the locking. If I have to put that in economical terms.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I guess like in both scenarios, if we do the end of month thing, if a couple of days before, if I let's say burn 55, then I instantly get the dPHI, and then I'm eligible that month. It's pretty much the same thing as locking. As soon as if you lock a certain amount, you instantly get your dPHI, and then and are eligible for the dividends. Okay, so the burning is probably gonna. Yeah, these are obvious questions. My last one that I can think of, just that I was curious. Burning and locking, because I just wasn't considering burning a thing. Burning and locking, they're both going to be tied to the node, or I guess nodes that you have. So if you have 2 Zeus nodes and 2 Kratos and an Ares or something, whatever that equivalence is, how much you purchase them. So I guess that would be 2 Zeuses is 200 FI, and let's just say 2 Kratos. So 250 FI. You can only lock or burn 250 FI total, because that's the
per year
you purchase. You can't go
for the first year.
Okay, so it's the total. Okay. So am I locked? I guess am I locked per tier or is it combined? Meaning, meaning if I have,
combined. It's gonna be on your it's combined. It's gonna be on your dPHI on your dPHI. In fact, the smart contract, how it's gonna work? It's gonna calculate how much dPHI you have.
Of course, yes, that makes sense.
And it's gonna determine which kind of node that you have, and you're gonna get a maximum locking or burning allowance per year. And it's gonna include, of course, the decay for the second year.
Okay. I don't. Wait. What is the decay? How does that play a factor? Because you're just calculating the dPHI of the nodes of the tier nodes that you have, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got it. I think I got it. Gotcha. Okay.
Basically, yeah, it's because like this, it's to avoid like just someone purchase one Apollo node, and he purchase also like 1,000 of phi, and he burn 1,000 of phi while he only have one Apollo node. You know.
Right.
It's to avoid that kind of things that we do such a system.
Yeah. No, that makes absolute sense. Cool. Well, I can't wait. I'm excited for it.
Me too. Because we will be the only one to do that. And more and more, since we start to speak about the V2, I can say it now. Some we are much more sexier than other protocols.
Yeah, like a Greek god without their shirt on, right?
Yes, exactly. So even some people who wasn't willing to work with us because of the sales tax, for example, now start to come back to us and say, yeah, do you need marketing for the V2? You know, stuff like this. So I think it's a positive sign, the V2. It's a positive sign, and we are kind of resolving what nobody have been able to resolve from now. So yeah, it's
definitely
kind of.
But yeah, this definitely helps.
Kind of amazing.
Right. I definitely agree because
yes, exactly.
Obviously there's we're not in the best market right now, but just a lot of just even node projects, even like the big ones like Strong or whatever, just completely like tanked. And clearly on the investments, even we only have a month worth of data, but it's just going up and to the right. It just seems like doing stable coins and so forth. It just seems a lot just better despite the market. So it seems good.
Yeah, exactly. We are in overall we are in profit. While I see it on Twitter, many people, plenty of people complain about their portfolio who tank. You know.
Yeah.
And us, we just make plus 6% of profit in that kind of market condition. It's quite nice.
Right.
And when people gonna realize that maybe it's better that, let's say, we manage their money for them instead of doing it themselves, they will start to come. They will start to come. I read every day how much people get flagged, get rug, and so on. So far for us, we get in within just 1 week, two catastrophic events, which is the exploit of Deus and the liquidation event on Phantom, and we survive. There is plenty of people who get wrecked because of that. who panic. I even saw people who panic sell the bottom of the, which is the instead of doing redeem or instead of redeem, they sold their DE was supposed to worth one USDC. They sold it for only 75 cents,
Dang.
because they just panic sell.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They didn't know what to do. The problem of DeFi, if you want to make serious money in DeFi, you're gonna have to manage more and more complex products, financial products. That even me sometimes, it's even difficult for me sometimes to understand that. At the first sight, I mean. So I imagine for a guy or a woman work here, I don't know, who want to be who want to be exposed on the crypto, but who just found that too much complicated, and they say no, fuck off. I don't want. So I don't have the time. That kind of people, if they know about us, they're gonna come to us. And people who get wrecked, they will say, okay, these guys do quite good. Then maybe it's better that I put the money on that protocol, and every month I'm sure that I'm gonna receive my USD.
Yep, I'm gonna be burning all my Fi.
Because we have, and because we have one advantage, it's we are plenty of guys. We are like almost like 1,000, more than 1,000 now. Damn, more than 1,000 people on our Discord. We start to do more and more giveaway to grow the community, and more the project grow, more we will be able to hire talented people in terms of risk management, risk strategy, protocol analysis, tokenomics analysis, And as I said for the last AMA, we are pooling our talents. So if we are 10 people to work on one question, for sure we are gonna solve the problems faster than a single individual. For sure. So yeah, like they say on Twitter, ape strong together.
I don't know. Twitter's a whole new world. Well, we'll see with Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, more.
But yeah, I think this is what people are going to do. Yeah, because even some projects are trying. In fact, what we do, it's not like brand new. You see, there is other farming as a service protocol. Thor do some investments with their treasury. But not all of them make money. Not all of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they do. Well, I don't think nothing I'm aware of that does like dividends. Like some do have dividends, but not like this. And I don't think Thor does that. They're going a lot with like a more on the gaming side, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the path that they choose. Well, I'm not gonna speak about them. I'm not gonna speak about them, but this is the path they choose. I think it's not the easiest one, but yeah. In fact, the main issue in that kind of project for Thor and us, it's the patience of the investors. It's the main issue. Are the investor willing to wait like 2 years to get decent price action? I'm not sure, because you still pay them in native token, you know.
Right.
But if you pay them in BUSD and you say that start from now the price of the native token doesn't matter, the investor can wait 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks. It's not an issue.
Do you think with this method of BUSD, like stablecoin, versus like in the native token giving rewards, do you think there's, I guess, what risk tolerance do you think of going this new V2? Like, what if maybe, I guess obviously the better scenario for the project is people get the stable coin and then they reinvest, right, and compound and so forth. And then, obviously take some profit
Yeah.
too out on there. But since it's not, do you think is there any risk, you think, or concern you have with the new V2?
There is, in fact, there is not so much risk in terms of our strategy for the farming operation, even for the trading, for the trading strategy, I'm gonna disclose a little bit. Basically, we have a minimal target of 20% a month. This is our minimal target, but we are not willing to sacrifice the security to reach absolutely this 20%. Everything depends on the market condition,
Right.
So, for example, what happened this month, around the 15th of April, we already reached 24% of profit. So what we have done, it's we only trade with the profit. You see?
I see.
We reduce, instead of keeping the same position size all the time, we reduce it, in fact, and we lower our risk. Like, okay, we have done our month. Start from now, we divide our risk by 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say. And if we don't trade, if we don't want to trade for 1 week, we don't trade for 1 week, because to not trade is to trade, because you keep your profit. Staying in cash when you trade is a position. You see?
Right.
So we will not push ourselves to get the maximum, to do the maximum performance as possible for the trading, because what's really matter, you can make a month where you make 1,500% of profit. Yeah, but the next month you can lose 90% of that, 99% of that, because you want to recreate again that kind of performance. You see? So we prefer to be constant instead of be a rising star who collapse as fast as it's rise.
Right. I guess that's refreshing. I mean, it's kind of I guess I expect it as well with the project as a whole. It's been pretty much almost baked into Prometheus and how you guys run your I think even as you say in your Twitter info, we don't do the whole degen thing. So everything is a little bit more conservative. Like playing with the house money after a certain point is very smart. It's, you don't gain as much, but yeah, I totally agree. That it's a better play, especially in a large, high risk environment. So that's awesome to hear.
Yes, exactly. And people have to understand that to manage, let's say, or to trade some money who is not yours, doesn't put you in the same psychological condition. When it's my money, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care to gamble it on a shitcoin, to gamble $10,000 on a shitcoin. I really don't care. Because I'm here for when I gamble on a shitcoin, I'm here for the fun, you know. But when I farm with the money of Prometheus and your money, basically, I'm not willing to do that. And in fact, I take even less risk that I do for Prometheus that I do for myself, because I'm not comfortable anymore with the idea of taking. I mean, like right now, I'm not comfortable with the idea to take more risk, to take even risk at all. Because normally on the third vote, I can purchase something like 20% of native token with the treasury. It took me 1 month to decide to do it, because we got a good entry point on Deus, around 400 something, and now it's 600. Just because of that. But other than that, I'm not so much willing to purchase more native token. I prefer to farm them, to get them basically for free in exchange of liquidity, and over time to let it compound. Because we ride risk free. It doesn't count the price anymore, because we get it for free, basically.
Right.
So people have to understand that. They can say, yeah, you only do 6%, but me, my friend, with his farming operation and trading operation, he make like 50%. You should hire him, or I don't know what. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. Because let's say if we fucked up, we have to face the investors and the consequences of that. We can sometimes implicate some law enforcement, you know. If you fucked up the investor money, you can go to jail if you really do a DJ and stuff, you know. And first, we don't want to do that. We don't want to have that, and we don't want to bet DJ and stuff. We really want to stay conservative, take our profit, and survive another day. There is plenty of people who make $100,000 a day on the stock market. 1 week after, they lose everything, and even their house, because of the over leverage or so on. I don't want that thing to happen to us.
Yeah, me neither.
So yeah, it is what it is, and the most risky side of the operation is more the trading than on the farm.
Yeah, and
So,
ironically,
and more the
was ironically we're doing really well on the training too. On the trading.
Hello. Yeah, and more the trading portfolio gonna grow, and more it's gonna grow, less we are going to take risk. We are willing to take more risk now for make it grow. First, because there is some volatility, and we are in a specific market condition where all that. But as soon as, let's say, we reach the $1 million mark, we are not willing to do 56% every month with $1 million. It's involved too much risk.
Right. Yeah.
We are going more to lean towards 20-25%. And for reach 56% of profit on the trading operation, I can tell it it's a lot of work. It's real. It's really difficult. It's a really lot of work and a lot of pressure. So yeah, we are intend to stay conservative because the goal it's not to give you $1 million overnight. It's to give you a steady amount of stablecoin every month who can help people in their everyday life, or I don't know what they want to do with it. If they want to do some blow and hookers, then do it. Huh? It's on the house. but yeah, this is our goal. That every month you know what to expect in terms of dividends. And I don't want to say like, hey guys, this month no dividends because we lose 30% on the trading and 20% on the farming. I don't want that.
Right. So I guess because
There is 12 months. There is 12 months. I want to give 12 time. I want to give every month the dividends.
Gotcha. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah, in an event, because it's monthly, it's like even if like the middle of the month for whatever reason, if the middle of the month is, it's a risk reward, sure, but I guess if the middle of the month is super strong and we're up like 30% or something or 40%, and then by the end of the month, we some happens or whatever, and it goes down, and we're only up by 20%, then it's whatever kind of the snapshot at the end of the month. That's what's going to be sent out for the dividends, of course, because that's all we have. That's Does that sound correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense. Cool. And
Yeah,
I think
if in the end of the month,
Mhm.
if in the end of the month, let's say we make $100,000 of profit, then you know that the dividend's gonna be maybe 30% of that. In fact, you're gonna decide how much profit that we give in terms of dividends. We are gonna vote on that. Do you want 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, or even more? Maybe the community wants 100%. Maybe.
right. True. Yeah.
So you're gonna decide on that, and but even let's say if at half of the month we are at 40% of profit on overall profit, I think the best is to do nothing more. The risk reward do not worth it. It's stupid to gamble 50% of your profit to reach an extra 5 to 10% of profit at the end of the month. The ratio between the risk and the reward it's not worth it. So if at the 15th of the month we're at plus 40%, then we stop. I think this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's good. That kind of helps. Obviously, unless you see some big opportunities that are less risk, or maybe something like that. But yeah, that I guess helps the overall month over month having a more consistent or stable profits. That makes sense. I like.
Yeah. Because I can tell you a little story. When I used to trade, I made one day something around $9,975 of profit, and I was like, okay, for the gesture, I'm gonna reach the $10,000 mark of profit in one day. Guess what? I lose my trade. I lose $200, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it back. And I start to trade again and again. And at the end of the day, I lose more than 30,000.
Oh my! Oh no, I would cry.
So I went from almost 10K of profit a day to less than 30K, 30K of loss. So yeah, if we are happy with the profit, we're gonna do everything to keep them.
Right.
And not to give it back to the market.
Right. Jeez. Yep, that's the green. And so I guess and I don't know if OG has any questions or anything. But kind of the last thing is when you mentioned that you guys have been working on V2, just kind of in preparation for assuming things will probably get voted that way, but I guess timeline wise, are we thinking in the next week or so that we're going to put out the vote for that's going to go for about 15
Yes.
days, and then a week? Yeah, what I guess what's timeline wise? What do you think?
In terms of timeline, this week we finished to publish educational content, and then in the same time we publish the vote.
Okay.
Like that, we want to, let's say, to fast track, not fast track, but we want to push as soon as possible the dividends. My personal target is in June you have your first dividends.
Okay. Cool. Like
That's what I
end
want.
of June. Is that what you're thinking? Or you
No,
mean
the
like,
between the 5, yeah, the between the 5 to 10 June, I want that we give the first dividends.
okay, awesome. Well, I'll be here, ready and waiting.
So yeah, this is what I want to do. And once we start to give our first dividends, we are gonna push a more massive marketing campaign.
Nice.
Right now, our target is to grow the community, to increase our pool of potential investors, and once we have our proof of concept, then we scale up the operation.
Gotcha.
And maybe for create more scarcity, we are maybe it's something that the community have to decide. We are gonna limit the new entries.
What do you mean by that?
Maybe
Like limit the
like
notification?
like every 3 months, we are gonna allow maybe 100, 200, 300 new investors
Oh,
in 3 months.
okay, interesting. I would
Like, it's something that we can do. It's something that I think about. So
like on the smart contract, you wouldn't
maybe
allow any new wallets to create nodes. Is that what you're thinking?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And I think yeah,
Well, I know with the
I'm pretty optimistic for that.
well, the change on the giveaways, I think that that's been really great on giving it to or doing on having other I guess influencers do the giveaways on behalf of Prometheus. I assume that's
Yeah,
where we got like a decent bit of people on the Discord and a lot more nodes created and so forth. So we've seen a pretty big uptick this month. So it's been awesome.
yeah, and we
So-
will continue like this for 1 month. And after we're gonna do some YouTube, maybe some advertising, because I have let's say budget spending calendar, so I can give it to you. I can give you some numbers. That month so far we spent like $10,000 in marketing, and we want to increase it by $5,000 every month. Start from June.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's just going to help more and more, and especially when the ride of a V2, like you said, that's going to be really awesome.
Yeah.
If we have videos, Medium articles, and so forth.
Yeah, we continue to do the promotional job work, and and the goal is to recruit more and more partnership on Twitter with some Twitter influencer. for help us to spread the word, about the dividends, the AMA, and so on. So I think the future is bright for us.
Yeah, for sure. Well, awesome. Well, thank you again for having me and kind of chatting and figuring out or answer some of my questions on what we're doing with V2 and so forth. I'm excited for it.
No
I'm
problem.
ready.
Wonderful. And us too, we are going to be ready. Don't worry.
Nice. Yeah, get the team already. Is there any I guess I guess you probably guys will update the UI and you'll add some section and so forth. I'll just wait for the I'm always curious when UI
Yes.
changes, so I'll just wait and see how that will go.
So we already finished the homepage for the V2, and it's amazing. It's just amazing.
Nice.
You can have, if you check, for example, on the Twitter of Prometheus, you can see the post about the V2 article. And the picture for that post of the V2 article, it's a screenshot from the new, from the V2 homepage.
Oh, okay. Right. I just thought it was just a new graphic or just graphic you guys did. Cool. With I see with the Greek god.
Yeah, it's Prometheus who gets his liver eaten by an eagle. But yeah, it's the preview, and it's really amazing. And anyway, once we launch the V2, yeah, as you said, we are going to change all the UI and UX.
Gee, so like the whole app, like the whole app, like dashboards, my nodes, that's gonna be updated
Yes,
too.
it's gonna. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. I was just thinking you guys are gonna do just like the V2, add a button and do that. I didn't know the whole thing. That's awesome. Well, darn.
Yeah, and
it's a big,
yeah, we have a
big change
new.
for Prometheus. This is gonna be a good month.
Yeah. We don't. We are not. How can I say it? We are not sleeping. We are really working hard.
Right.
Plus, we are also working on the new project that we want to build for the end of the quarter 3. So it's also on the roadmap. Also, we want to increase. As I said many times, we want to increase to create an ecosystem of dPHI product around Prometheus, and we are also working on that. So right now, I just finished. I'm not just finished. I'm working on the mathematical modelization. And once I'm happy with the numbers, the economics, and the business plan, we are going to start to code that. But I'm going to start to speak about it around, I think, September, October.
Okay. Yeah, I saw some of the things like, and I was gonna wait until time comes, like on the new roadmap, like the liquidity layer 2 mining and so forth. Like I don't know what any of that really means, but since that's a little bit further down, I'm gonna wait until more information comes out about some of those things in the roadmap down the road.
The liquidity, the layer 2 liquidity, it's something that only us gonna have that. only us.
Okay, nice. I don't even know exactly like what all the. I'll just wait for more info on that because I don't even know where to begin on that.
You will see. Normally, I think it's gonna come out end of June, beginning of July. Normally,
Okay.
and it's gonna help the price appreciation for PHI.
Gotcha.
But I say no more.
That's fine. Oh yeah, since I was just on the roadmap page with the I noticed we mentioned that for the roadmap items we didn't delete the entry of the automation of the floating sales tax, and those just more postponed to Q3.
It's postponed.
Yeah. Is that, since we're introducing, taxes for other parts, like, potentially on buy and so forth, is the reason we're postponing is to see how this this new V2, how it handles and works, and then basically are we going to get rid of the floating sales tax at any point because we have the tax on the buy, or is it still something we consider to have, but just we're gonna more automate it?
So if we postpone the automation of the sales tax, it's first because I'm not happy with the test that we got, with the result from the test that we got first. And secondly, I think that the priority is to focus on how our investor can make money with us.
Right. Well, because like I
Because
guess
right now
go ahead.
to automate the floating sales tax doesn't change. It's not gonna change the sales tax as well. It's still gonna stay 50% because we need a price appreciation for that. For get a lower sales tax,
Right.
we need a
right
price
now,
appreciation.
right
So,
now it's very manageable to manually do it. It's not that hard right now, I imagine. So, but I guess
yeah.
with V2, I guess in my head I was thinking with V2 that the flow tax, the selling flow tax could be almost irrelevant because of V2, potentially people will not necessarily be, they have that option of not even selling FI, of just burning it and then getting BUSD instead, and then using that to purchase nodes and so forth and so forth, and or just get their USD, so they never end up selling FI. So if they go that route, then the floating sales tax, that's why I thought at some point we would perhaps drop it, because it could be irrelevant if they go that route, if I'm understanding correctly.
It's maybe over the long term, it's something that we can rid of. Maybe over the long term.
Okay, I get you. It makes sense as far as a safeguard. I was just thinking how all the systems play together.
Yeah. Once again, the sales tax, it's just here for, how can I say it, for prevent people to crash the protocol, and therefore to protect also the long-term investors. Because if you're a long-term investor right now, to pay 50% of tax, you doesn't care, because your horizon of profit is next year, let's say, for example.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Cool. Well, I'm excited for it. So,
yes, us too.
But yeah, that's I guess that's all I got. I don't think I yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I'm just excited for it. I can't wait. I think this is gonna be pretty great. So whenever you get it down, and I'm even more happy to hear that you guys could have already been working on it, and we'll just be able to push it out relatively soon. It's a lot sooner than I thought, so that's even better.
Yeah. Yeah, we decide to take the risk and to not wait for the vote. And if the vote doesn't pass, we worked for nothing, but at least we try.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, anyone who's listening, 100% on a vote, yes, please. All right, no financial advice.
Not financial. Yeah, but I'm pretty confident that the vote gonna pass.
Yeah. No, this is a win-win for.
I'm pretty confident.
I don't think I can't think of anything negative on it. This is great.
Yeah, it is.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you again for your time. I won't take up any more, but I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
This has been great. So thank you.
Thank you, Zaki. And I think that's the end of our AMA. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening to it on YouTube. And once again, thanks for your support and your patience. I wish you a nice day, and try to not ape too much. See you guys.